Om Namah Shivaya, everybody. Good evening there, right?
Good evening here. Good morning there.
Yeah. So tonight is questions and answers. So you can send your questions, Swamiji.
Yes, Swamiji. Okay. So first question, what to do when your willpower is drained, or how to build up your willpower?
Willpower.
Willpower.
Mm-hmm. So the willpower is what you are equipped with by the divine will, so that it help to bring you back to the source. So the willpower is what we are equipped with to help us to grow. And when we exhaust our willpower because we use it for worldly purpose, we use our will in order for us to, to do things in life, and not necessarily to make us spiritually progress. So everything become more important, and that's how you drain your willpower. You have no more energy. Willpower is an energy. You have no more energy to do things for your spiritual progress, because you only do things for your material success, material living. So then at that time, you have no more energy for something deeper, something higher that will bring you to a spiritual realization. For example, if you come weak will, then you have the choice between eat this food or not eat this food. Drink this or not drink this. And when your willpower is weak, then you just drink whatever your senses tell to do, whatever your mind sends to do, but there is no more the high thinking that will make you be able to choose to resist the low temptations of the mind and yet make the right decision in order for you to become more sattvic, come closer more to your goal. That's it. So in order to deal with that, you would have to take more time, take more thinking, do more sadhana in order for you to strengthen your inner energy, your inner power. And then at that time, you would have the energy or the willpower to resist temptations, to control the mind. And that's it. Okay. Do less of the thing, use your will less for worldly purpose, and use your will or your desire or your energy more for sadhana purpose or spiritual purpose. And that's why that's how you always replenishing yourself and progressing. If not, you drain all your energy going this side, and then you want to have the little wish to do the right thing, but at that time, the imbalance is too much. And then that time is very difficult. You have no more will. You drop your arms, you drop your hands, you drop everything, and then you should go with the flow. That's how you are not progressing, and you feel not good. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Swamiji. Next question. How do you protect your prana around others who are rajasic and tamasic?
Prana come from positive thinking and be able to maintain positive thinking in whatever circumstances. But when you are in an environment that is not positive, then you have the tendency to go down, to lose your prana. Then the best way how to protect your prana means to protect your mind is to focus on a mantra. You ask me what is the best way? This is the best way. Is to keep your mind protected by focusing on a pure sound, sacred sound called mantra. And at that time, the mantra will give you the prana, and you maintain your level of high thinking, and you are not having to struggle so much or being drained so much when you have to struggle against other type of energy. So keep maintaining your focus on your spiritual goal, and there is nothing best than to repeat the mantra. There's many other ways. If you think people are unsattvic around you, you can, and then you feel, repulsion, or you feel negative yourself, then you have to switch your thinking by seeing that these people are the Atman, or their own self. So you switch your thinking negatively about somebody or about an environment. I tell you a story. I used to be working at the San Francisco Center, yoga center near the Golden Gate Park. So we meditate usually at 6 in the morning, and that's when you meditate, then you have more prana, more energy. So I want to know how it works, really, all these things. So after meditation, so I went take a walk to the Haight-Ashbury Street, near the park, but it's a place where the energy is quite mixed, quite low, and different people taking drugs, drinking booze, hanging out there, and so it's quite a mixed energy place, and you can say tamasic energy place. So I test myself and I see how it works really. So my energy is quite high after meditation, satsang. So I go and take a walk. So in the beginning of the street, then everything is beautiful. The homeless people sitting on the side drinking. It's also beautiful. The dirtiness of the street, the people that want to talk to you and pull you here, there. Everything is nice and beautiful. Why? Because my energy is high. So come to 2 blocks. It just takes only 2 blocks, really. 2 blocks, group of houses. Then my mind starts to think differently. So that means the energy starts to go down. I start to say, oh, why people are hanging out in the street? It's so dirty, why they drink alcohol and they push drugs. It's this kind of thoughts start to come, negative thoughts. So then I know that my mind is, is not holding to the positive energy, being mixed with all kinds of energy. So I had to, that experiment, I had to take the side street, and I didn't finish that road. That road is about 5 to maximum 10 blocks. Yeah, but I have to take a side street to run back to the center. Just to say that energy of other people, energy, surrounding energy is important. It can pull you. So I'm going to understand the question. So, you know, from this experience and other experience, when I go out in the streets, especially in places that mix energy, yeah, to be in company of people, that I make sure that I protect my mind by repeating my mantra. And it works. Ideally, you avoid, you know. So I don't voluntarily go out in the street, except that I do my karma yoga sometimes, you know, putting flyers out in the street, so you have to go everywhere, you know, but that is, you are doing karma yoga and you are very focused and your mind is very different than just hanging out. Okay? So if you don't have to, if you can do something for somebody to help them, fine, do it. Don't be afraid. Yeah, but hanging out and letting your energy being sucked away and so on, then you should not. Then you just keep your mind very focused, be very helpful, be very positive, and you know, people would lift up and you will also be lifted up. That's a positive way how to see this, because you cannot hide. You cannot be afraid, anxious, and hide, yeah, from people that you think that are unsattvic. Yeah, you cannot live in a bubble, even though some people choose to be in the ashram. It's already very well protected because everyone has to practice daily. So it's already protected, you know. But you have to be able to be strong enough in order for you to help other people as well, and don't be afraid. Hariam Tatsat.
Thank you, Swamiji. Next question. If there's difficulty communicating with another person and it's difficult to be patient in trying to work out the difficulty with them, do we have to continue with that person until the karma is over? Or can
That's a good
we
question.
let it go?
It's a good question. Karma, remember, karma is always about you. It's not about another person. Karma is a lesson to learn. It's enacted because somebody will push your button or somebody will manifest it in your life in order for that lesson to learn be set up in order for you to learn. So karma is always about you. So if you cannot use that opportunity to learn your lesson, for whatever reason, you're not ready for it or whatever, yeah. So let it be. You do the best you can. But if you're not ready, let it be. There will be somebody coming along next time that will be exactly like this, or worse, or better, in order for you to pay that karmic debt, in order for you to learn that lesson. So ideally that we learn the lesson as quick as possible so we don't have to go through pain and struggle and suffering with many people, you know. But the question is, should I continue or should I just let it be? Then I would say let it be. Let it be. But you learn your lesson, whatever. You take a mental note that you are not able to do that. You wish you can, but you cannot. It's something you are not ready. And then you see that life will bring you plenty of opportunity for you to go around that question. And then, you know, it's no longer a problem. When it's no longer a problem, means you have solved your karmic debts. You have learned something. It takes a multiple situation in order for you to really learn something. So you have to forgive and forget, you know, the situation, and forgive and forget yourself and the other, and know that you try to learn as much as possible, and things will be better next time. But if you hang on to it and you try to prove yourself right or prove the person wrong, or beat yourself up, then you aggravate the karma. Then you should not do it. That's why I say let it be. Let it be. Okay? You don't have to prove yourself with somebody. You have to prove yourself with yourself. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Swamiji. How do we find inspiration to keep going on the spiritual path?
Well, how do you find the inspiration to keep doing asanas, the same postures every day? Yeah? How do you find the inspiration to eat the same food? How do you find inspiration to stay with the same people and find it inspiring? So life is like this. So how do you find inspiration? You have to create inspiration by looking at things differently, finding the different angle of the same situation in order for you to see, oh, okay, I didn't see that, you know. So you get inspired because something new. So the mind gets tired, you know, because of the, you know, something you do habitually, and then it become a automatic mind, or your subconscious mind, or your automatic mind, you know, is being put to work. And at that time, your conscious mind, your superconscious mind are not operating. That's why you feel bored and losing inspiration. So you have to activate your conscious mind. You know, be conscious of something. Be conscious of another angle of the same thing. You know, so keep focusing, to keep bringing energy, or switching the things a little bit, but not totally, but a little bit, switching things to, let's say if you do asanas and you feel tired, yeah, then try to learn a new variation, add on a new variation. Then you still will do the other thing, but you get yourself excited with a new variation. Then fine. Okay? Whatever you do, you feel bored, you meditate, you feel bored, then you try to change something. You have a new meditation shawl. You change your altar, put some nice flower in there. Then all of a sudden you feel inspired, because the mind that become bored because it's always run on the same grooves. It just needs a little bit something to trick the mind to make it change, so to make it to make something new, and then the mind would feel energized because there's something new. Okay? So you trick your mind, because you know that the spiritual path, the yoga path, meditation path is long, and it takes you a long time in order for you to be aware of all the different things, you know, aspects. So then, and you know that these techniques help you to slow down, to be aware, and to go deeper, and to change and transform. So you just have to find ways how to keep yourself doing it. Yeah. be beating yourself up, being desperate, being giving up. All these things are not needed. You have to create a new resolve, a new something, in order for you to look at it differently, and also be in a satsanga company of people that are inspired, and then you would get automatically the inspiration. Okay, so switching a little bit, don't drop, don't be desperate, finding the new angle, adding of some little practice so that you feel that's something new that you are learning. Keeping satsanga with people that are inspired. Reading books can be also satsanga. Yeah? And keep your mind focused. Keep practicing and not give up. Okay? Is it okay, the answer, or more? Yeah? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Mm.
So a question about dream. What is dream? And is there any significance to a dream about death or about being chased in a dream? How do we think about these things?
So dream is the working of the subconscious, sort things out. Dream sometimes can be the working of the superconscious, sending you message, but most of the time it's subconscious. That you organize things, you sort out some impressions in daily life that you could not do it in the daytime. So, and it's symbolic, it has some symbolic meaning. So you dream of death, it's like the cessation of something. Okay, so it could be that your subconscious mind say, okay, this is a new phase of my life, something I need to finish with. Yeah. Chasing, being chased is a part of this group of dream that we call anxiety dream. Yeah, you are unsettled. You feel something is chasing you, or somebody is chasing you. You are fearful in the dream. So it's all anxiety, something in your life that you are not really quite understand, so it makes you anxious, and it can manifest in the dream. Some fear, subconscious fear. So I'm not a dream interpreter, but that's how I learn a few things. Okay, so dream is helping you. If you can observe your dream when you wake up, and you ask yourself, what do I feel from it? Yeah, if I feel good, if I feel very bad, so then you learn from your dream. Okay, it's like you learn from your subconscious mind. I try to figure it out. What is it underneath of your behind, and underneath of your mind? There's some subconscious feeling, yeah, that you reason out normally, but there is some level that you cannot reason out. So then the fear, the emotion, the raw emotion is there. Okay, Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Swamiji. We have one more question. This is a longer question. I have past trauma that is being activated by a present event. I deal with the situation by reminding myself that we are no longer living in that oppressive, abusive environment, and that now I'm an adult that can take actions to protect and take care of me. The problem is I'm trying to push away the feelings using spiritual bypass. I'm trying to slow down to be present with this uncomfortable emotional pain. The pain is becoming less, but I still feel the rage of injustice being activated. Do you have any suggestion to make these feelings go away.
Yeah. So she or he, the questions talk about trauma, past trauma. I mean, some emotional imprint that have created a deep imprint and it's difficult to be free from. So it distorts the mind and it have tendency to come back up. The person become very sensitive to a similar situation. So the main thing you need to understand about this is it's an emotion. It's a deep emotion. So you cannot really reason it out. Not easy to reason it out. So the guideline is you need to replace the negative emotion with positive emotion. Okay? So trauma is a negative emotion. Fear, anger, whatever. Yeah. And that you don't understand. So replace it with a positive emotion. Ideally is you have strong devotion to something, strong faith to something, and you can surrender all your mind and your feeling to that and say, okay, it will be better, it will be fine, I'm loved, I'm protected, everything happened for the best, I'm fine. Something like this, ideally. If you don't have this kind of strong faith, then you struggle and trigger can happen so that you can, again, you experience this discomfort, emotional discomfort. And I would say that we need to be aware, even though you are struggling with it, but you need to be aware of it. And then you will see that with time, not right away you can resolve, because there is no miracle, you cannot make it go away, you know. So then you have to know that eventually things will get better. You know, things will get better. That means that you understand better, or you accept better, or you forgive better, or you decide not to have to understand things because things are not conceivable. That's why it's traumatic, because you cannot expect and you don't understand. Yeah, but eventually you accept to not understand, and it's fine. And it's also okay. Things are getting better, and then you become stronger. So it's about you. Yeah. It's also about you. You are the one that will free yourself from whatever negative feeling you have. It's not about the other, the perpetrator or the other, because you want to be free yourself. Then when you are free, you can free yourself, then you have a different kind of angle view, so you can, you know, you can be clear in your mind, you know, who's where that trauma come from. If not, the emotions are all entangled, mixed up, and that's how it keep reproduced. keeping reproduced. So replace the emotion, the negative emotion, with the positive emotion as much as you can. I don't understand what you talk about when you talk about spiritual bypass. I don't know. You know, it's a very general term. But if you, you know, if you truly have the faith that that you are protected and everything happened for the best, it's not spiritual bypass. It's called faith. So, but you say in the question that the pain is still present, is less than before. That means there's some improvement. And you struggle with it. And you ask the question, how do you do to make it go away? So my answer is not very encouraging, because I still say the same. I mean, things are getting better, but it doesn't disappear just all of a sudden. Yeah. But you become stronger. Okay? If you are sensitive, very easy to be traumatized, because the mind keep holding to certain impression. But best is when you are traumatized about something, that you be able to sort it out like right away, and don't let it sit in the mind. Yeah. Recently I had an accident, a small accident. Yeah. I was lying on the hammock, and the hammock flipped. It flipped. I was about to sit down, and the hammock flipped, and I fall down a little hill. It's so fast. Yeah. I hold on to the tree, and so on. People come out and they help me, and so on. But then I noticed that the day after and the day after, that same scene come back to my mind. It reviewed the accident. Yeah. And I noticed when I passed by near the hammock, the feeling of scared come, being scared. You see, it's a very small thing. It is a small accident. Nothing get hurt. I don't get hurt. Nothing. But it's just like I was, you know, it was so fast. I was kind of shocked. It took 2 days. I noticed in my mind, and that accident, it took me 2 days to completely recover. You know, from that. But you can see anything that you don't like emotionally get imprinted in your mind, and you have to work on yourself to let go of it and accept it. And sometimes it opens your horizon, because you get shocked about something because your mind is very rigid on a certain thing, certain way how life should be. And when it's different and it shocks you, you know, but you learn, you know, you open up and you learn. So easily to be traumatized, and so easily, we are so easily, how to say that? We keep repeating and hang on to our trauma, and you know, and not expanding ourselves in order for us to become stronger next time. Okay. It's an emotion. Main thing is it's an emotion. and it's a strong. This emotion is strong, and you cannot reason. You don't understand. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Swamiji. Today is Valentine's Day here, and
Oh, happy Valentine.
Thank you. The question is, what does it mean to love properly, or how do we love properly?
Swamiji said proper exercise, proper breathing, proper relaxation. We need to add on proper love. So I put together a book. Did you receive it?
Yes, we have it here. Actually, we're gonna give it out.
Yeah, distribute it.
Yeah.
Because that question is quite common. A lot of people ask the same question. And that is the reason why people suffer the most. So I put together in the book how to learn how to cultivate pure love. And so again, what is the question? How to properly love?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yeah, so the answer summary in the book there is you have to practice. Love has to be learned. It's not something that you just feel something and that is called love. That's not, okay? Because you feel something, but it's your emotion, it's your personality, it's your projection, it's your impurities, your desire, all kinds of things. So you have to practice love, pure love. And there's a method called Bhakti Yoga that you have to systematically, we have to practice pure love, okay? And you have to stay away from some kind of illusion about love that we have. Like love is attachment. You love in order for you to get something like this. So you have to be thinking more correctly about love. You have to learn about it, and you have to practice it. And you open your heart, you know, and you have to be not afraid to open your heart and to love, because only by practice that you get better, like in anything. But oftentimes we are having bad hurts and we close off and we don't want to love anymore, and that is a problem. So we have to be able to forgive, forget, and keep moving, you know, and be less fearful, and then know that it comes from us. Is our capacity to love is something that you can train yourself, and be able to be more aware of your limitation. And then slowly, slowly with time, your heart will open. And it becomes more natural. You become less fearful. You become more confident. You become less dependent. Because very much somehow love makes you feel dependent on other people to love you, and you feel quite desperate that people don't love you. When you have that love capacity within you and you need to activate it, you need to love others instead of waiting to be loved. And that's how you exercise the love. And then when the more you exercise the love, then the more that you become strong. Okay? More or less Please get the book, show the book. Show closer, Swamiji. Yeah. So please order it from the yoga farm. They can send you. Okay.
You can see, okay.
Kanti, did you receive a copy? No. They're supposed to send you a copy.
Swamiji, I go get it early March.
Okay. You think you can survive from now to March? Okay. Any other questions, Swamiji?
Yes,
question
Swamiji, we have
birth and
one
death
more.
or something? Birth and death or something?
Yeah. Understanding the cycle of birth and death.
How many minutes we have?
5 minutes?
5 minutes? Okay. So the cycle of birth and death is, we talk about karma. It's a big question. How we complete a certain karma, and then when we finish, then we die. We stay in different astral planes for some time. And when the karma is right, we'll be reborn again in a different body, different circumstances, according to the lessons that you are about to learn. And then during that life, we would learn some lesson and we would create more problem to ourselves, and it's not all the karma of the past are not exhausted, so therefore you would die and then you would take a break and then you will come back again in order for you to continue the cycle of karma. So when you talk about the cycle of birth and death, you talk about the cycle of karma. Okay, so that's the way how it works. When you didn't finish the lesson, you continue to learn in a different context. The idea is the yogis understand that's the purpose of life, and they want to be free from that cycle of birth and death. You'll be free from cycle of birth and death when you finish all the karma and you don't create new. It's like debts. If you finish the debts, paying the debts, and you don't create new, then eventually you'll be free. But you keep, keep yourself more in debt, new debts. You pay the debts and then you create new debts. Then you keep being in debt. Yeah? That means you keep being in that cycle of birth and death. Yeah, which is exactly the mechanism for you to experience life and learn for real in the life lessons, so that you can exhaust that wrong thinking and learn and change completely. So then you don't have to re-experience it again. And then eventually you understand who are you and what is the real thing about this life, and you stay more and more free from the illusions, and your mind become more clearer. Then at that time you don't produce new karma and have to be reborn again. So it seems very vague, but it's a very real for those who understand how it works. So it would come down to the moment present, your life and the circumstances of the moment present. If you can be free from that karma, then moment by moment, then eventually you'll be free from the cycle of birth and death. It's called samsara, the cycle of samsara. Okay? That means the idea is that birth and death are the same thing. You're born, so you die. You die, you are reborn. So it's the same thing. People usually, they rejoice when people are born, and they cry when people die. You know, because the idea that you can be eternal, but you can be eternal, or you are eternal, but not in the physical. You are eternal in the spirit. And when you have to reincarnate in the physical, in order for you to see more clearly what is the imprint in your mind that create this situation or wrong thinking about yourself, so then you'll be reincarnated in the material in order for you to see that more clearly. But eventually you get back to your true nature as spirit. Okay? It's like a cycle. So we are, our body here in our life, we are being recycled. Yeah? It's a recycled life. A certain aspect you keep, certain thing you let go, and then so we keep cycling and recycling, until we become pure, until our spirit shine pure. So somebody is asking here how not to be afraid of bad things happening to you that you have seen happen to other people. Everyone has their own karma. Talk about that. So things can happen to other people, not necessarily happen to you. Yeah, because of course, normal. You see other people, and you think, oh, me also, I can be in that situation. So to avoid that negative thing, the best is to prevent. And how do you prevent negative things? Is to keep yourself all the time positive and strong. You keep yourself all the time positive and strong, then it will create the result, which is positive and strong. And that's how you build up the strength and you prevent negative things to happen. And if it happened anyway, because of something has happened in the past, and you have karmically, you have to experience it now, then it's okay. It's also positive. So ideally, don't look at other people and get afraid that it will happen to you, but look inside, to make sure that what you think and do will not have the repercussion in the future that is manifested as a negative thing that will happen to you in a future time. So if you look at other people, they have difficulty, then you learn from them, from their difficulty, in order for us to become more wise. If you become more wise, then part of the wisdom is to have faith. And faith is not blind faith. It's just to know, to introspect and know that you understand the law of karma, and you are clean, and you do maximum best what you can do now to solve the karmic situation at present, and you do your sadhana in order for you not to create new instances where you are being ignorant and creating new karma, you try to avoid, preventing. And then eventually you become more strong and you are less afraid that it's a random, it will happen to you. It's not random, it will happen to you. It happened to you because there is a consequence. It is a consequence of something that happened in the past that you do not know. So that's called the law of karma. Nothing happened randomly, happened because of a reason. So if you understand the law and you live according to the law, there's nothing to be afraid of. Because many stories you can see, the person is, let's say the airplane dropped. 300 people sit in the airplane. The airplane dropped. And that one real story that I saw in the news one time, that stewardess lady, it's not her shift. She's not supposed to go on that airplane. Yeah. But somehow things happen and then they switch or whatever, and then she went on that airplane. 300 people on the airplane dropped, crashed. And yet she's the only survivor. She's not supposed to go on the airplane. And yet when the airplane crashed, she's the only survivor. She was flung out of the airplane and then somehow she survived. Okay? So it's not supposed to happen to her. It will not going to happen to her. She's not going to die by plane crash. Or for whatever reason, her job is stewardess, working on the airplane. Yeah. And be facing this danger all the time, and then not dying when everybody else is. So many cases like that. So it happened to other people. It will not happen to you. If it meant to happen to you, it will happen to you no matter what. You cannot run away from it. See? If it supposed to happen. Yeah. Another thing come to mind, that I don't know if it's a good story or not. Anyway, I tell. At a certain place here in Vietnam, the corner of the road always have accident there. That corner, always many accidents happen there. So that person walked by there, yeah, not even driving, and the car come, the person run up the hill, on the hillside, and the car not crash, not bump into the person, the car fall down, bend, fall down and crush the person on the hillside. You see? So what I'm saying is, is it meant to happen? You're gonna avoid. It will happen, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah, the bomb can crash in your house, or the fire can happen. Other people die and you are not. Somehow. So that's why the reason of spiritual practices. You practice in order for you to be strong, to be positive, your faith to be strong. You understand the law of karma, you understand the will, birth, and death. You have more faith, you are not afraid. Things to happen will happen. Things are not happening will not happen. And then when you have faith very strong on that, then you can live your life peacefully. Otherwise, it's too random. It's too random. You look around, all kinds of things happen. And then you start to be anxious. So that's why you are anxious. because it happened to other people. Why not me? You see? Okay. I hope it's helpful. Yeah. So you think about this. If you have more questions, then you can maybe ask your question next time. I'm so glad that we have this opportunity, questions, answers. Okay, and also we have I have a satsang regularly on Vietnam time is Thursday morning at 6 a.m. and US West Coast time, I believe it's afternoon at 3 the day before. I mean,
Yeah,
on
Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Yeah, so that also you can ask Swami Dhammananda to give you the link. You can join. But satsang is different. I choose a topic and I talk and you listen. There's not much question. So questions and answers is nicer if you can come up with your own questions. Okay? So thank you very much. Yeah, Om Namah Shivaya. Swamiji, you can end the session
Thank you, Swamiji.
with Trayambakam and Arati.
Okay. Thank you very much, Swamiji. Oh.